But kind of honing in on the pessimistic thing, I kind of alluded to it earlier. As much as I think it can come down to the home floor, and we'll see in this regard if it does, in fact, come down to the home floor as to what happens with turnovers in Game 5. But Steve Kerr talked about how with Draymond like not playing in Game 3 and then playing basically a 4-guard lineup, they noticed that really helped with the turnover difficulty because it spread the floor out more. It provided more spacing. And if the Warriors all of a sudden have a handle on their turnovers, that can be, I think that's really comes down to the difference in the game. Because I think at this point, the Warriors are going to be physical. The Kings are going to be physical. And I feel like the physicality will kind of be matching up against each other, much like you saw in Game 4. It was pretty close. Maybe the edge went to the Kings. But I don't know if it'll make as much of a difference as it did in the first 3 games. And that's after one game, and I was really thinking that was the key to it. But I think it comes down to turnovers. And not really necessarily because the Kings had less turnovers than the Warriors in Game 4, but only by 1, I think. And it was only like a difference of 3 points off those turnovers. Mm-hmm. But it was really about the fact that the Warriors only had 11 turnovers in both games 3 and 4 at home. And if the turnovers were in fact, or the limited turnovers were in fact because they figured out something to do with spacing and they tinkered some issue, that and that very well could be the thing. That's kind of the biggest reason to be a little concerned. Because if I think you need to force the Warriors into turnovers. That's been their biggest issue all season, really. And if they have that under wraps, then you start talking about the weapons they have, the experience, all these things. And I think that can kind of be zeroed in on as kind of a main factor. And the Warriors have shown that they may have a handle on it, but it'll be interesting to see if things change with the settings changing to Sacramento.
Mm-hmm. But, yeah, because they look like a different team back at home. Yeah. Totally different.
Yeah.
Not totally, but like Steph started going off. The home crowd was into it. That seemed like a big factor, even on the Kings' end. So, let's see if they can continue their low turnovers on the road.